being racist and simply not doing bad things isn't enough. And I know in my time, a lot of people used to just do, the salsa dance at I-Night and the step dance at I-Night and not really do anything else with those clubs. Well, that is a form of appropriation. You have to be able to acknowledge and support those groups, understand their issues, and take an active stance calling out your classmates when they say something racist or they say something that might be inappropriate.
In this world for all kinds, including you and me. Eradicating racism and prejudice against Asians, Black people, and everyone will take a long time and won't be easy. That's why we have to do it together, one day at a time, one heart and one mind sometimes at a time.
The question the Jamboard asks is, what stereotype that you have about your own culture, and how can you work to change these perceptions? And you guys can think about what the word culture means to you. Obviously, culture means a lot of different things. It's not just about race. Take a couple of minutes to think about this question and respond on the Jamboard when you're ready. But I'm going to leave the Jamboard open in case anybody would like to contribute. We're going to be moving on at this time in the BBCU to another video. This video is going to be a little bit different, and I'm going to give you the introduction to it first. To conclude our lesson today, we're going to watch a video about intersectionality. It's a means of understanding social relations by examining intersecting forms of discrimination. In this video, 4 TJ students will discuss their experiences as Asian Americans and how this intersects with other minority groups. They'll also discuss why it's essential to support each other in the movement toward racial equality. We'll go over the main points at the end.
What is intersectionality? Intersectionality is a way of understanding social relations by examining intersecting forms of discrimination. This means acknowledging that social systems are complicated and that many forms of oppression, like racism, sexism, and ageism, might be present and active at the same time in a person's life. Everyday approaches to building equality tend to focus on one type of discrimination, for instance, sexism, and then work to address only that specific concern.
All right, so just to reiterate the key takeaways there, intersectionality is a way of understanding social relations by examining intersecting forms of discrimination. It's important to recognize that we all possess different experiences that don't negate each other's, but at the same time, our need for racial equality is not different. We need to empathize with each other, have open minds, be educated, notably on curricula that are overlooked, such as Asian American, Native American, and African American history. And it's about 2:55, so at this time, I just want to note for you guys that there is a survey that they would like me to share with you. We're going to have a follow-up lesson concerning TJ's mascot. It is going to be presented later in the springtime, and any feedback that you can provide on this lesson, whether positive or negative, can be used to improve that follow-up lesson in the spring. They want me to also reiterate that the feedback form, which I'm putting in the chat, is completely anonymous, so you can feel free to complete that if you would like to give any kind of feedback. Last but not least, I promised you some additional resources. Here they are. I shared in the chat earlier on when Berlin was asking for it, the link to the presentation, and I'll share that again in case you'd like to access any of the resources that are on this extra resources page. It is 2:56 and we are finished. Thank you guys so much for being here today and for giving me your emotional and physical attention. This weekend is the start of spring. Please enjoy it. Have a lovely weekend. Make good choices. And I will see you all back here for the last week of spring break, or not if you don't have me as the teacher.